Hey, it's Clay at ClayTrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Couple quick clarifications. Number one, I am trading futures. If you don't know what futures are, I'll put a link down below to a totally free 4-part series that'll walk you through the futures market and how it all works. And then second, I am trading futures through a prop firm. What is a prop firm? How does a prop firm work? Which prop firm am I using? I'll put all that at the link up above, and it's also down in the description area. But in a nutshell, a prop firm is a way for you to put very little of your own money at risk, and then you have a whole lot of upside potential. So if that sounds like something that could be of value to you, then definitely check out that link. And one note about futures, and I think one of the big benefits is they're open basically around the clock, 23 hours a day, 6 days a week. So yes, I am actually starting the video up a little bit in the green. These trades right here actually happened last night because, again, the markets are open pretty much around the clock. So if you are a busy person, then that's, one of the many benefits of futures is there's odds are you're going to find an opportunity to be able to find some time to trade, unless you work, I guess, 24 hours a day. But I've never met anybody that does that. So that is kind of the status. I am starting green because of that fact. So I'll pause the screen recording software for now, and I'll be back as soon as I find my next potential trade. All right. Wow. That's disappointing. Had that trend line mapped out. And just so you know, I'm not talking in hindsight. Let me bring over this because I know sometimes it's easy to do this, but here was what the alert that I made in my private community. Right there, 2-minute key trend line. There it is right there. But goodness, that happened. I mean, there was an opportunity, but I got the screen recording software started, and then I hesitated, and then missed out on a basically a 20-point move. So, well, for any of you members that watch these videos, and if you took that one, congratulations. I would assume you scalped out and at least locked in some profits. Yeah, it's pulled back, but man, that was still about 20 points worth of potential gains. All right, well, back to the drawing board for me. I'll pause. All right, I'm almost wondering a short now if this thing comes all the way down here, because that would be one massive failure. So is this thing about to swing all the way to the downside is what I'm wondering. And yeah, if it comes down there, I'm going to give it a try. If it comes down, that is. Right now, maybe it is truly a strong breakout. Well, back up it goes. All right, looking like a never mind on that one. So I will go ahead and cancel that order out, and I'll keep looking. All right, getting a breakdown here on gold, but a little too late again. Let's hop back over here. Yeah, all right, well, the morning of being too late so far. Just got to be careful not to get too frustrated, because, yeah, that's frustrating when you miss, especially that big breakout. So I want to make sure that doesn't lead me into now forcing a trade or something like that. I think if you've been around trading long enough, you've been there before where all it takes is one of those things, and then you almost go on tilt, not because you lost money or anything like that, because you're just upset that you missed, one of those opportunities. But so got to be on guard against that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and look for a long here. Okay, I'm long. Tried for a scalp. There we go. Out there, just a small little trade on that one. Gold is at these lows. Does it bounce? Does it bounce? Try here. I can get a little scalp on it. Start small. There we go. Just started small to give myself some flexibility. Out of that one. So just little scalps. I don't remember what that number was beforehand, but whatever that number was beforehand, you can do the math from there to see how much I made on it. But That's what it was. Missed that. Pulling back. Yeah, we'll see if it wants to give me another chance. Here we go, maybe. That general area right there. Ah, yeah, bummer. And maybe gold gives me another opportunity. I'll pause. All right, maybe trade here. Wow. Okay. Well, these are never mind on that one. That's hard. When things go straight down and then they just go straight back up. Very hard to do that. Now, had that kind of consolidated out, maybe given a couple hammers or dojis, and then yeah, I mean you can, for me at least, you can play that a little bit better. But yeah, when things are dropping, and then all of a sudden they stop on a dime and straight back up, more of a challenge. Gold still dropping. All right, I'll pause. All right, I'm watching this trend line, and I'm gonna take a swing at it if it looks like it's gonna get up there and break through it. So that's what I'm watching right now. So I'll have to be patient, give it a chance to get up there, and I'm not necessarily going to wait for it to break, but it certainly needs to get closer than where it is right now. That's the current game plan. As of now, look over here at gold real quick. Ooh, gold with a... was bouncing, then got smacked back down. No, if this comes down and comes back up, I might just try to get... Okay, never mind. Back down it goes. This is always sketchy because this is truly live, meaning I don't know if a break's going to happen or not. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, do I really want to have the next, do I want to play the, have the software on for the next 2 minutes and record something and then the breakout never happens? That's just, not going to be but at the same time, well, maybe it's not the most entertaining. It is still a realistic situation. Like that's how trading works. You can watch something, and then it never happens. So it's always a give and take. I'm not trying to, waste anybody's time with, 3 minutes straight of just nothing ever happening. But on the flip side, like I said, that is the reality of the markets too as traders. Okay, I'm in. I jumped the gun a little bit, but I'm going to try to have faith that I can push up through there. There we go. I'll take that. A little nervous because I jumped the gun, but still was able to throw a quick 275 in my pocket. So yeah, if you're new to futures, like, wait, what? 275? You're in that trade for like 2 seconds. Yep. Futures can move. Futures can move. Now my ego wants to see this come down because then I'll look smart for hopping out. So that's what my ego wants right now. But yeah, looking like maybe I played that right then. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell, obviously, but so my ego wants it to go down, but I know there could be members playing that breakout. So for them, want to see it go up. Well, as of now, that looks like it was the right decision. And yeah, that's disappointing to see a fake breakout. Now, even if you bought that breakout, I would assume like, your people stops are still at least below the pink line, if not below the purple line. So I think even people that brought the breakout still have a chance, even with it pulling back here. But it's getting close to that area where those people might be getting ready to get stopped out. So like I said, I think they'd still be in. Yes, they're not. Yeah, they're sweating bullets right now, but probably still in. So still hope for anybody that bought the breakout for it to get continuation. But again, if it drops down below that pink line, that's got to be the area where you got to start to think some longs are probably getting stopped out. Discipline longs, that is. There we go. Okay. See if it can push up to that dotted brown. Yeah, I don't trust again to buy because that action right there has got me a little spooked, but all right, I will pause and let's see what else I can find. Well, let's see if this break. There we go. Good. All right, that's good. All right. So like I said, was hoping for members that could be playing it because this one was also alerted. So again, this is the private community. There is that one trend line that was broken, and then right here, posted that. So, no, obviously, just because I post something doesn't mean that I'm gonna take it, or that members need to take it. It's not a bunch of blind sheep, but people can at least know my thoughts, what I'm seeing, and they can take with it what they want. But yeah, so for members that that bought the breakout, sure, you had to weather this little storm, but yeah, sometimes that happens. Came down, and then there was the actual breakout. So congratulations again. My ego suffers a hit as I realize I look stupid now for having gotten out there, but it is what it is. I'll pause. All right, I'm going to look for a short here on gold. Up a little bit here. There. I don't know, maybe I should be down here. Yeah, that's looking good. Let's try. There we go. Short there. Starting small. Great looking candle there. Put my first target right there. Okay, I got that. Very good. Let me just put my stop there now, and I'll just follow it down as it goes. Let's give it a little more room. No. Okay, well, never mind. Tried to follow it down. That was a plan, but as you saw, it just came back up and took me out. So, oh well, I tried. All right, I'm going to try for a short right here. If it wants to come back down, come up a little bit. There we go. So again, whoop, never mind. Okay, cancel it out. That's the benefit of waiting for confirmation. Had I just gotten short right there, I don't want to say I'd necessarily be in a losing trade yet, but I'd be underwater on it. All right, I will actually, you know what? Today's just kind of been on the struggle bus. Still green, so if there's any, if there's any solace in the fact that you don't have to be a perfect trader, you can still be on the struggle bus, and not, struggle bus does not automatically mean red, is what I'm saying. You could be on the struggle bus, but still be green. Maybe that'll be the title of the video. What does struggle bus mean? So, yeah, it does not. I repeat, just because you're on the struggle bus, just because you're kind of having a difficult time, it does not mean that you're automatically going to be red. So, hopefully, like I said, there's some encouragement in that. But, yeah, I've been on the struggle bus. I'm just going to call it good. Before I go, though, I want to invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you are a beginner trader or a struggling trader, then definitely get signed up for this free class. If you're a battle-hardened veteran with a rock-solid strategy, you are welcome to attend. Don't get me wrong, but my confidence level isn't nearly as high as it is for the beginner and struggling trader in terms of being able to help you out, give you some things to consider and think about in your journey that can make and will make a very big difference. So yes, if you are new or a struggling trader, definitely get signed up. Go to claytrader.com/live, or just check out the link in the description area and you can learn when the next live class is. So thanks for hanging out. As always, make sure you hit that like button, and I do live stream every day, Monday through Friday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I go for a few hours. So make sure you like or subscribe and turn on notifications so that you can be reminded of when I do go live. Everybody take care and have a good one.